In this video, we will walk you through how to deploy an AIM, short for AMD Inference Microservice. AIMs are distributed as Docker images, making them easy to deploy and manage in various environments. AIMs provide a mechanism for automatically selecting tailored runtime parameters based on your input, hardware, and model specifications. We will guide you on how to deploy an AIM model on Kubernetes using Helm charts. However, you can also deploy using, for example, Docker and Kserve. See the documentation for more information on these alternative methods. Let's take a look at how it works. We'll begin at the AIM deploy repository documentation page, which will serve as the foundation for this video, with a few adjustments along the way. If you need more guidance at any point, feel free to pause the video and review the documentation. First, clone the AIM deploy repository. We'll use the Kubernetes Helm deployment tutorial, so let's move to that folder. In this video, we're going to run Mistral 24B. This is a public model. However, some models are gated and require authentication to download them from Hugging Face. To create a secret for a Hugging Face token to download models, you can use the following command. Update the placeholders with your Kubernetes namespace and Hugging Face token. Next, install AMD Device plugin if it is not already in place. The command can be seen here. Now, we will create the deployment using the Helm chart. Open the provided values.yaml file to set the configuration. While it's possible to use an override file instead of editing the YAML file directly, for the sake of learning, we'll edit the configuration in the YAML itself. Begin by adjusting the container image. In this example, we are using the following image. If you are unsure which Docker image to choose, refer to the documentation for guidance. Next, change the model name. As you can see, there are other parameters that you can adjust, including the number of GPUs, the AIM configuration, and more. For this demo, we keep the default values. Once done, save the file. Now run the deployment. Determine the name of your deployment and deploy to the specified Kubernetes namespace. Open K9s and watch the deployment progress. Now that our deployment is running, let's access the service by port forwarding to the pod. First, find the pod name. To port forward, we will use the following command. Copy the pod name and then replace the placeholders. Ensure that you are using the same namespace you deployed the model to. Once the server is ready, you can query the model using the OpenAI-compatible API. Let's make a request to the inference endpoint with curl and tell it to continue the sentence. What is AI? Finally, we can see the results. To remove the deployment and service, run the following command. As you have seen, AIMs makes it easy to deploy optimized large language models on AMD GPUs. Whether you use a pre-configured model or bring your own, AIMs handles the complexity so you can focus on building AI applications. Start exploring and bring your AI projects to life.